It's June, so that means it's time to talk about new apps, updates, and new discoveries. Like always, I'll put links to everything I mentioned in the description below. Tasks is an interesting new task manager. It has the design language of reminders, but the features reminders is missing. It's heavily focused around the idea of having stages for tasks. It's an extremely customizable app. You can create columns to organize tasks by status, very similar to something like Trello. You can also create extra fields in the task based on parameters. If you have a large list of tasks you want to enter, there's an option to paste those in and it'll create tasks from that. This is a super interesting app that clearly cares about the iOS design language. There's a lot more to it, and I might try using it for my bigger video projects I'll be doing over the summer. It's free to download and try out. For the Plus features, it's $10 a year or $35 for a lifetime purchase. TaskHeat is the task manager for people that like mind mapping. This lays your task out in a flowchart-like design. This could be an interesting way to do task and project management, especially for large projects with tasks that need to happen at similar times. TaskHeat has the basics of a task manager like projects, smart lists, tags, and due dates. You can jump back and forth between a flowchart and list view. I could see myself using this for something like an iPadOS walkthrough video. With this, I can map out all the sections of the script as tasks, and then also map out all the steps to make the video, and then maybe even another section with people I want to send the video to before it goes live. There's a free 14-day trial, so if you like charts and mind maps, check this out. Tot is a new Scratchpad app. It has 7 dots at the top for you to jump between. Each of those dots is a page you can write on, paste, or store any text you want here. It works especially great in slide over. You can quickly jot down a note and come back to it later. Tot also has a terrific share sheet action to quickly store whatever you are currently looking at. Its focus is on plain text, so it's light and fast, but that does mean you can't store images and files in it. For that, I would recommend an app like Yoink. But for writing down a quick note when you're on a call, in a meeting, or whatever, this is perfect. I talked about this in my recent Drafts video, but it's such a powerful feature I wanted to mention again. Drafts now has the ability to do wiki-style linking. I'll link to the documentation in the description so you can see the exact syntax you need to type in order to do this. But with this, you can do things like link to other drafts, workspaces, and searches. You can also do Google searches and Wikipedia searches. If you use the Notes app Bear, you can even link to notes there. My personal favorite feature is linking to URLs. This doesn't have to just be websites. You can also do the iOS deep linking function so you can open files. It also received the ability to do typewriter mode. This will put the active line you are writing on in the middle of the screen, so when you hit enter, the whole page moves up instead of the insertion point moving down. Danger Notes is a writing app for those that get writer's block. How this works is you set a timer, and you have to write for that whole amount of time. If you stop, whatever you're writing gets deleted. If you make it through the timer, you can save that piece of text. For people that get distracted easily, this could be an excellent way to keep focus on your work. My big issue with it is that there are ads in the app, but they don't get in the way of your writing. However, there doesn't seem to be a way to get rid of them, even with the highest in-app purchase. If ads don't bug you, this could be an excellent way to get past any writer's block. GoodLinks is a new Read It Later app. What I like about it is it uses the iPadOS design language, so it has the native first-party app feel. It has a great share sheet action for adding articles to it from anywhere in the OS. It also has extensive shortcut support, so you can build your own custom utility for adding articles or opening a list of articles. When you add a link, you can add a tag to the link to build categories in the app. I find this extremely helpful because I don't just use this for articles. I'll add pieces of gear I find interesting, apps I want to check out, and more. GoodLinks is now my go-to app for storing links. SpinStack is an app that can help you track expenses. I love the way this app works. First, you create a list. I made one for my business, the Untitled site. When creating a list, it gives you the option to automatically add sales tax, which can be incredibly handy. Once you have your category made, you can just enter the items you need to track and how much they cost. You can also assign tags to the items so you can see how much you are spending in a given category. It also gives you an overall total for that list. Once you've added an item, you can tap on it and add more information, including an image. You can even export the data, but I hope to see an option in the future to export as a CSV. Also, I would like to see shortcut support for adding items. I can see this app being really handy for anyone trying to understand how they're spending their money. This app will make tracking business expenses so much easier and make life easier when it comes time to do my taxes. I'll be moving my expense tracking out of Airtable and into SpinStack soon. BookTrack is an app that helps you track what books you're reading and want to read. I'm somebody that just can't read digital books, but I want to be able to track what I want to read, what I'm reading, and what I've read. This is the perfect app for that. You can enter the title of the book and mark where you are with it. From here, you can keep track of your library. If you take the time, you could also tag your books. For instance, I could tag all my productivity books I'm wanting to read so I could filter to just those. I don't have enough stuff in my library right now that would justify that, but I can see others benefiting from that feature. There is also a wishlist feature for books that you would like to get. Also, there's a statistics feature where it shows you how many books you've read each month. XFont was recently updated to FontCase. FontCase is a clean way of installing fonts from third parties. You can browse through the Files app, find a font, and hit install. You still have to go through the hassle of adding a profile through settings, but it's the easiest way to install any font you want. I'm just disappointed the iOS 13 method of installing fonts never took off. The last app I want to mention is Moobear. I talked about this in the last Apps of the Month video, but in that video I mentioned it didn't have landscape support for the iPad. It just got updated to support that, so it's now usable on an iPad in a keyboard case, but it still needs slide over and split view support. So that's it for this month. If you have any new apps that you found that you feel should be on this list, let me know in the comments below. I'd really appreciate that. And if you're a developer and you're working on a new app or a big update or something, send me an email. My contact information is in the description below. I'd love to check out your app. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, like it, hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber already, and have a great day.